Hello, my witches and warlocks. How are you doing today? Sick and tired here, and welcome back to another episode of Am I the A-Hole? I know this, okay? It's annoying. I have been filming a little bit later in the day because my car is actually in the shop, and so my husband has been taking my daughter to school, so I have been sleeping in. I did not get up until almost 9:30 today. I'm filming later. The sun is coming through. I know I could cover it, but then it would be really dark up here, and I don't want to do that. I like the sunlight coming in. So today and tomorrow, we might have our little light friend here, but then after that, we should go back to normal. If you are enjoying my content, I would please ask you to subscribe and turn on notifications because I'm here for you 5 days a week. And I'm extra judgy today. I can't tell if you can tell, but I'm very pale, which, ladies, you know what I'm going through. So I'm going to be probably a little bit bitchier than normal today. So this should be really fun. What is this name? Tune and Pick'em? Am I the asshole for refusing to cook Thanksgiving dinner when no one else cooks? Every year for at least a decade or so, my mother has hosted Thanksgiving dinner at her house. This is for our relatively small extended family, usually 10 people max, all who I know very well. My mom does not cook beyond like boxed mac and cheese or throwing an unseasoned chicken thigh in the oven. I love to cook and usually really enjoy cooking for family. So whenever she hosts Thanksgiving, I'm the one who cooks everything. I do not live with her, nor am I financially supported by her, but she does usually pay for the ingredients for Thanksgiving. Last year, at the last minute, she invited her friend's ex-husband, and their 2 teenage kids to join us for the holiday. They were loud and rude and generally turned a holiday I love into a chore, and I was so exhausted and overwhelmed by the end of the day. Maybe this is just me. Let me know if you're like this too, but does anybody else hate when people invite like guests without running it by everybody else first? I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of uptight when it comes to that, but this year I told her I would not be doing any cooking if anyone besides family was invited, as I find it stressful and I don't get the usual enjoyment out of the day. Today she told me that a different friend who she knows I find exhausting anyway is joining us for Thanksgiving. I asked her who she got to agree to do the cooking. She looked at me like I was crazy and said I always do. So well, why would she need someone else? I told her that I meant what I said before and I won't be cooking. She is furious with me and saying I'm ruining Thanksgiving and that her friend has nowhere else to celebrate the holiday. I just truly don't have the energy this year, and cooking with my loved ones around energizes me, while last year I felt like staff without the financial benefit. Oh, that's a good way to put it. Edit. I have always had a lot of anxiety around disappointing people, and it relates why I'm so burnt out this year. So I really appreciate so many of you telling me I'm not single-handedly ruining Thanksgiving. Well, yeah, I was gonna say, no, you're not ruining Thanksgiving. I spoke to my mom, and it sounds like she didn't take me seriously because she's such a more the merrier person and assumed I was making a joke due to how rude our extras were last year. I am not a more the merrier person. I am a more intimate little gathering type person. I am not a social butterfly. I am an introvert for sure. We have talked about it and she is going to consider doing a pre-made meal or a potluck, but I probably will be giving it a miss this year and get some rest or rediscover my love for the holiday. Oh, potluck's not a bad idea actually. Also, for those who are worried about me doing all the work all the time, genuinely, when I'm just talking shit and listening to dumb music with family, cooking has always been a blast for me, and I am never expected to clean so much as one plate, barring the clean as you go that I cannot and don't think I should resist. My mom has always had a habit of getting defensive and lashing out, which she is actively working on. I'm not just excusing it. And so her initial intense anger was not uncharacteristic, but she has since calmed down. I don't think you're the asshole. I don't blame you. We could tone it down a little bit maybe if it's getting to the point where you are exhausted of doing it. It's supposed to be fun. And if you want to do, I think a potluck is actually a good idea. It should be a good time for you. You shouldn't be stressed out. People put way too much stress on themselves at the holidays for a meal that takes days to prepare, hours to cook, and minutes to eat. So no, I don't think you're the asshole. Highlight these 2865. Am I the asshole for getting my own apartment? So today my mom and I disagree on what type of apartment we want to move in next November when our lease ends for our current apartment. We calmly agreed that I get my own place at first, then my mom got more mad later that I wanted to move out, saying that I will never be able to get an apartment. You don't have enough money, even though I will, and your credit score isn't good enough. My score is around 660. She said that I am a terrible daughter for leaving her and even screams that she wants to kill me. Oh, wow. Oh my God. I don't know why she's so mad at me, and when I try to talk to her, she'll just scream at me to shut up. Am I the asshole or a bad daughter for wanting my own place? What kind of question is that? No, you're not the asshole. Your mom sounds crazy. Wait, but like, what is... what are these names? These names are amazing. Wait, but like, what is hap? Am I the asshole for not taking good care of my nephew? Yes, but let's read first. The other day, I, 23 female, was hanging out with my cousin, 38 female, and my nephew, baby. My cousin always seems stressed, so I try to help with anything I can, though they rarely take me up on the offer. I am rather infamous for my clumsiness, so I don't like holding the baby, but I had to bring him with his mother who couldn't come closer. What? She had to hold the baby. She didn't want to, but she did. I don't really know. Obviously, that didn't go well as I tripped. Oh boy. But as I'm used to my own clumsiness, and I flipped fast, so the baby was unharmed, and I was just slightly more in pain since I fell on my entire ass. Not shortly after, I had to leave since I had classes to attend. I tried getting into contact with them to suggest hanging out again since what we did last time was shopping, and she said she appreciates the extra hands, but I have been left on red for a couple of days now. They, as in my cousin and her husband, usually take longer to reply since they're busy with their jobs and kids. So I wasn't surprised, but today I learned via a third party that one of the parents would be away for a few days and they considered me as extra support, but my cousin said no and told them that I fell while holding their baby. Likely the reason my cousin said no, which makes me think my message was left on red on purpose and they just don't feel like seeing me. And I get it. Ever since I accidentally exploded my niece's bluey balloon and couldn't help with the aftermath since my niece didn't even want to see me. I feel like every time we hang out together, something bad happens. So I don't know if I'm catastrophizing? Why do people use big words? I don't know. Does it make you feel good about yourself? I'm an asshole, or the third party explained what they knew in a weird way. So am I the asshole? No, I don't think you're the asshole. But I don't think anybody is. Look, having a baby, it is very stressful. And I don't know if it's a first-time parent or what. I can understand them being scared. Babies are very fragile. I mean, you drop them and they get hurt.
No way.
No, I don't think you're an asshole. They'll probably get over it. And I always hear bluey. What is bluey? I don't know what that is. I guess maybe my daughter's too old now and I have no idea what bluey is. Can I switch over here now? Okay. It's not so bad over here. From Pink Star Fairy, am I the asshole for telling my 22 female mom, 48 female, she doesn't love me? I know she loves me, but I never felt it. She always made me feel unlovable. Growing up, she would ignore me whenever I tried to talk to her. She would yell at me for annoying her and repeating things, but that's because she's not listening. And I understand that she's stressed, especially financially, but you can't expect me to understand that at that age. She barely ever hugged me. Growing up, there was little to no affection, and now she says that it's bad to hug a child too much, that it's disgusting to do it, but she would barely. What? I don't think once a day is bad. No, it's not bad to hug your children. I am always squishing my little child. She would self-diagnose me as ADHD and autistic and call me that all the time. She would criticize me constantly from the way I talk to the way I walk, especially as I grew older. She would make me feel like I'm disgusting for wanting to watch anything with romance in it, even Barbie. She would think I'm disgusting when I wear shorts or anything revealing and tell me to not do anything sexual in them. What? She told me that if I marry, I should ensure my man is satisfied and happy or else he'll cheat on me or leave for another woman. She told me she put hidden cameras everywhere and that a doctor is watching, so I shouldn't be weird and basically controlling what I do. She would only apologize when I made it known she hurt me, and even then she wouldn't change afterwards. She calls me stupid and useless and that she wishes she never had me. Now my mom says that this is all in my head. Oh, classic in-mom move. And that she loves me and would cry when she had to put me in babysitting. She said that even though she yells at me, that I should just understand that she's stressed and that she loves me from the inside. She said that I needed too much love as a child and she couldn't give that. She says I'm too sensitive and get hurt easily. She said that she loved me in her own ways, such as cooking and feeding me. She never forced me to work or pay bills and that she always cooks meals for me and oils my hair when I need it. I understand that, but I still didn't feel loved by her and it makes me feel bad. I don't know why I never did, because she does loving things but then hurts me at the same time. She tells me to ignore the bad and just look at the good that she does for me instead. Ooh, no. Manipulation tactic. She said that I would trust someone who did the performative acts of love but didn't really love me and wouldn't trust her because she would hurt me from the outside but really did love me from the inside. How would a child know that? How would anyone know that? She said she doesn't apologize because I push her away. Yeah, because she never changes regardless, and she only apologizes because I used to give her the silent treatment, which is bad on my part, I know, but she apologizes because she has to. I'm not the best daughter either. I know I'm lazy. I don't do chores. That's because I'm afraid of being criticized again. And at the same time, I don't want to do anything for her out of resentment. I might actually be the problem, or we both might be. I don't think you are. I think it's your mom and her saying that none of that really happened. You're remembering it wrong. Like I said, that's classic. Them screaming that they need help. I want help. Nobody ever helps me. But then when you do, well, you're doing it wrong. From Brain Puzzle 29, am I the asshole for siding with our maid over my wife? Oh, well, it better be for a damn good reason, sir. We've had a full-time maid for the past 6 months who helps with household chores. Her schedule is to arrive at 7 a.m. to make breakfast and then come back from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. with a lunch break from 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. We pay her well above the average salary and the workload isn't heavy. She has been happy working for us, but recently she has been consistently late by around 30 minutes. This has made my wife very upset. We've talked to her multiple times and each time she promises not to be late, but it keeps happening. While it doesn't bother me much, it really infuriates my wife. Over the past month, my wife has started to find faults in everything she does and has been increasingly rude to her. She didn't fire her, but there was an incident where my wife got so angry that I had to apologize on her behalf. I also talked to my wife about it, but to no avail. Anyway, today the maid quit. She is not the first one to do it. And I just couldn't help but tell my wife that it was due to her behavior and that she shouldn't talk to anyone like this ever again. Now my wife is upset with me and accuses me of taking the side of a stranger over her. We just had a big fight about it and it's really stressing me out. So am I the asshole? I kind of feel like everyone sucks here. First of all, the maid. I don't like calling her the maid. The help, I guess. She needs to be there on time. Being a half an hour late anywhere is going to get you fired if you are consistently late for a half hour. I don't care where you work. That happens, you're going to get fired. It's just kind of the way it is. And if you guys are paying her well, she should be coming to work on time. Now, I don't think it's right for your wife to be talking down to her. I'm trying to avoid the light. It's blinding me. She could have just been mad about her being consistently late and maybe not wanting to pay her for the half hour that she's not there. But if she was just so rude to her, she made her quit. I mean, that's not cool. You guys should have just sat down and said, look, we really have an issue with you being late. If you are going to be coming in a half hour late, then you're going to be losing that half hour of pay. You calling your wife out for being rude to her, I don't think that makes you an asshole, but I think you should kind of have her back maybe a little more, that if it's bothering her that she was late, then you should have backed her up on that. Scaly Basil. Am I the asshole for taking my sons to a Korean nude spa? What the fuck? I have long been comfortable with non-sexual nudity. I'm not. This baseline attitude has been further strengthened by my having lived in several countries. I'm American, where nudity in certain public spaces is acceptable and commonplace. As a parent, I value my children's diversity of experiences. We try new cuisines, visit museums, attend festivals, and otherwise maximize the cross-section of life we encounter. In this spirit, I decided to take my children to a Korean spa. Some parts of the spa are co-ed and clothing is required. In the sex-segregated portions, however, most of the people are nude. Why? I don't even like to be naked around my husband, let alone around other people. I get naked, the lights go off, okay? Trust me, you don't want to see it. One of my sons was uncomfortable with the nudity and decided to remain in the clothing required section, which primarily features saunas and has no pools / hot tubs / fountains. My other son, 9 male, wanted to enter the water despite the nudity. At first, we wore swimsuits in this section and were there for 20 minutes. After a break, he wanted to return. As we were about to change back into our swimsuits, he volunteered that he wanted to try it naked. I am so uncomfortable. There had been a handful of other boys in the same area earlier, all of whom had been nude. I agreed, and so we spent another 20 minutes in the water, this time without our suits. He was briefly shy but quickly adapted to the environment and enjoyed himself. I was bemused and witnessed nothing untoward from the other patrons. I have a huge fucking problem with this. I don't like this. When my ex learned of this outing, she apparently notified her attorney. To what end, I do not know. And also made a complaint to the Better Business Bureau. I see no harm, believe the experience was actually rewarding, and I'm concerned that her reaction will redound to cause him to be unnecessarily fearful or ashamed. My sensibilities have been molded to a European adjacent mind, so I can't tell. Am I missing something here? Okay, well, I'm just bitchy today. I just want to say your last sentence there, I could actually smell your arrogance coming out of it. Yeah, I think you're the asshole. I think you're pretty gross. You did this without talking to your wife? Did you say it was your wife or your ex-wife? Your ex. Doesn't matter. Those are her children too. And I would have said hell no. Now, maybe it's my American sensibilities, but I'm not okay with adults being around naked children no matter what the situation is. I would never in a million years think of taking my daughter, who is 11, so close in age to your son, to a spa and letting her get naked around a bunch of adults, even if they were all women. No. Nope. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Children nude adults. I don't want none of that shit. I don't like this one at all. This one has made me very upset. Maybe I'm just a prude, but that's how this mama feels. Well, thank you so much for watching. That is all I have for you today. If you guys enjoyed this, here is a playlist of more videos for you to enjoy. And until next time, I hope that your magic is strong. I hope your symptoms are low. Bye, babes.